The whole natural hair thing has always been a journey, I guess, but right now, so many people are frustrated, confused, and even starting to hate their natural hair again. Because the truth is, you never really loved it. Let's unpack it real quick.
I am back! What it do, baby?
I'm at my fucking breaking point right now, I swear. Oh my god, I swear to god. I don't know if anybody else is having this issue, but basically, like, I hate hair. I hate my hair. I'm like this close to chopping it all off. I hate it. I just want to pull out all my hair. Sometimes I just wish I had just straight hair, or I was like, you know what I mean? I just wish I had straight hair or wavy hair, because I fucking hate my hair. And my biggest issue is basically just a simple fact that my hair has been like the same length for 4 years. So I have been natural since like before the natural hair movement. Like my last relaxer I think was like 2009, and I didn't want a relaxer. The hairstylist was like, you have to get a relaxer. She gave it to me. I was pissed, and I like didn't wear my hair like down for like a year maybe, and I just grew up my hair. I didn't do the big chop. I just did like the slow grow, chop a little bit, slow grow, and then my hair probably was like completely natural maybe like 2012, 2013, and then my hair was like growing, and the longest my hair was like back in 2014, right before I moved to LA. I was in Washington at this time, and I remember I straightened my hair, and it was like below my boobs, and like I've always wanted like waist length hair, and my hair was like so close. I was so happy. And then I moved to LA, and my hair went to shit, and I was really confused because I didn't understand it. Like, I was using the same products, and I was like doing the same hair routine, and my hair just got like broke off and got all ugly looking. Like it looked so bad, but I wasn't doing anything different. So then like I had seen like a video, and it was like, oh, you probably have hard water, or you live in Southern California. So I got a shower filter. And then like around that time I did dye my hair. So like obviously like if you bleach your hair gets like damaged, which I understood. So when I bleached my hair, I had like chopped off like maybe like 3 inches, and my hair like grew really good. And then like obviously my hair grew out of like the color, and then I got highlights, and my hair was actually like back to like really big, because like when you have curly hair you can always tell when your hair is like long, because it kind of just like gets bigger. And my hair was getting really long, and then just like one day, which is so weird, my hair is like back natural. Like my hair has been like completely natural for like years now, like maybe like 3 years, and my hair's also been the same exact length since then. And it's very frustrating because there's all these new information, like where one day it's like put oil in your hair, and then the next day it's like oil is bad for your hair. Protective styles, actually these protective styles are actually bad for your hair. It's like I've literally done everything on the internet to grow my hair, and my hair is like still the same length. And I'm like one of those people who, like, before I used to always trim my hair like every like 3 to 4 months, and then now, because like I always see like the little white hairstylists be like 6 to 8 weeks, so I've been trimming my hair every 8 weeks, so like every 2 months. And I was getting my hair professionally trimmed for like the first part of the year, and then like this last 2 trims, so the last 4 months I've been trimming it myself. But it didn't matter if I was trimming it or the hairstylist was trimming it. It's like every time I trim my hair just gets cut back to the same length that it was, and then it grows out, and then I get another trim, and then it goes back to the exact same length. And it's like I'm basically, all my growth that I'm getting, I have to trim off because it gets split ends, and I don't know what I'm doing. I'm like always been one of those people, I deep condition my hair every week. And then now, because like again, trend on the internet is like, oh, drugstore products are bad, so I'm paying for these expensive ass products that are like $34 for a conditioner. Sorry. I'm getting pissed off. But no, I've been paying for like expensive quality products that are so pricey, and yet I feel like it's still not making a difference. And then it's even more annoying because it's like my hair looks good. My hair looks so good. It looks so good when it's done, and then I go to the salon, and they're like, your hair is really healthy, and I'm like, it's not healthy. It's not healthy because I'm not retaining no length. Okay, how is my hair healthy and it's been the same length for the past 3 to 4 years? How? I'm like so close to chopping off all my hair. I'm like, I don't understand what I'm doing wrong, but I know I'm gonna regret that. And then the thing I've been seeing lately is they're like, oh, you just have to leave your hair alone. You have to like get mini twists and put your hair back. And I'm like, okay, that makes sense if I worked at home or worked a corporate job or a job that doesn't matter how I look. But I'm like, if you're a bartender, a dancer, a bottle girl, you can't do none of those things. You can't get away with that. Like, I wear my hair natural, like, but naturally down, you know what I mean? I wear my hair curly out, but I can't wear no mini twist or like the little like twist. I'm like, you want me to make no money? And then people are gonna be like, oh, well then slap on a wig. A wig? I'm sorry, I hate wigs. Wigs always look like goddamn wigs. And maybe this is like an internal personal thing, but it's like, I feel like when you're a black woman, it's like society already deems like your hair like bad and that you're bald headed or like, so it's like if I wear a wig, I feel like society is gonna be looking at me like that. They're gonna be like, oh, that bitch is bald headed or she hates her hair. Like, and then it's like also, it's like I don't want to be one of those people who is like, I have to wear weaves and wigs for me to like my natural hair. Like that sounds kind of counterproductive in my opinion. Like I don't know, I just feel stuck. And it's like, I know there has to be a way, because it's like, it's not like every person who has like long natural hair only wears wigs. Like a lot of them wear their hair out, but yet I still don't understand why my hair is not growing.
The part that everybody is missing is the fact that black women think that all they have to do is wake up and walk outside. Black women are also under the impression that every race just gets up, wets their hair, and walks outside. And that is not true. The majority of women from other races get up every morning with enough time to shampoo, condition, put leave-in conditioner, and blow dry their hair and style it every single day before work. No other group of women has the ability to get their hair done on a Monday, and as long as they wrap their hair before they go to bed, that can last for 2 weeks. Only us, but we still complain. And if women from other races go to work and just wash their hair and just show up with it blown out, they get sent home too. If it's just like a wash and go, they just let their hair air dry. Everybody's delusional. But let's keep going. You guys, do you really love your hair?
Making hair content for a couple months because I realized black women don't want help.
Yeah, so I've learned this pretty early on when I first started posting content. That's why I really didn't take this serious, because a lot of y'all don't want help with 4C hair. A lot of y'all don't want to learn it or learn how to take care of it, or type 4 hair in general. A lot of y'all despise 4C hair. Y'all wish it was something else. Y'all hate it. And then on top of that, y'all come up with stupid ass excuses as to why you dislike your hair, instead of just realizing you have internalized racism and texturism towards 4C hair. Like, just be real with yourself. First, y'all say 4C hair doesn't grow, but it does. Why would 4C hair be the only hair type that does not grow? Then y'all say, oh, okay, well, 4C hair breaks easily. Well, if something's breaking and it shouldn't, maybe there's a reason for it. And then y'all say, well, you know, not everyone who hates shrinkage is anti-black or is anti-black. Some people just don't like shrinkage. Okay, then, so what is it? If black people's hair shrinks up the most and everyone desires long, flowy hair, it's kind of like white supremacy and racism did its job. Like, what is that so hard to comprehend? Y'all make up excuses as to why y'all don't like y'all hair. And then when there is evidence and advice, and there's a lot of misinformation too, because a lot of people use clickbait and shit. A lot of people will clickbait, you know, rage bait for C hair. And then a lot of misinformation, right? But there are some people out there, if you discern, that are, you know, that have 4C hair that will show you how to grow it. Again, but y'all just don't like it. I have 4C hair. Very long, dense 4C hair. Well, 4C, 4B. Even then, I hate that title because it's just so it's stupid. But anyway, yeah. So I have 4C hair and it's long.
And this isn't coming from a professional. This was coming from somebody who just has long hair, that understands that is not as complex as everybody tries to make it. But the problem with Black women and hair growth is you think that hair growth is linked to simplicity, is linked to it being easy. And so far, you hear women like, oh my God, I can't do this natural thing because I want to be like everybody else that just wets their hair and walks outside. My love, nobody else does that. And the women from other races that do that, they have the same forms of alopecia and CCCA, folliculitis, all of the different things, the traction alopecia. A lot of ballerinas, I used to do modern and ballet and still do it, just not professionally, right? And dancers, almost all dancers have a form of traction alopecia because they have their hair in ponytails all the time. Yet and still, when different Black women come online, or not even just Black women, when anyone comes online to give Black women advice, they don't listen like my avatar is doing right now. You don't just listen and drink your tea, you argue, you want to go back and forth. And this gets to a place where the people who actually have the information are just like, forget it, I don't even care, because they don't really want to learn. You want somebody to give you shortcuts, and the Team Natural community has given shortcuts after shortcut after shortcut after shortcut. And now, after almost a decade of you guys following shortcut after shortcut, they've left and you're stuck trying to figure out what's the next shortcut. Well, there's no shortcut. You have to pay attention to the science, because if you're not paying attention to the science, it'll be product after product, and then you'll have weaves and extensions, and all of these things will be band-aids, because when you don't have your extensions in, or when you don't have your wash and go with all of the products, you don't really love yourself. So when we're talking about Black women and the whole Team Natural community, it was built on a vanity metrics. None of you women ever really loved yourself. You never loved your hair, even with all the products loaded on. That's why these brands were able to make so much money, because they knew you were not gonna walk out of the house with your natural hair. Black women, this natural community has never been about natural hair. Black women don't like the way that they look naturally. This is an internal problem. It has nothing to do with cosmetology. Let's keep going.
I'm on my period, and honestly, this video might self-destruct in like the next couple of days or so, and I might not even post it, but genuinely I've been crashing out for the past like 20 minutes or so, because I feel so ugly right now without my sew-in. I have genuinely been sitting in front of this camera for the past like 20 to 30 minutes, like adjusting my lighting, adjusting my camera, adjusting where I'm sitting, adjusting my face, and every single time I just like try to like say something, film something, I just genuinely cannot adjust to my face without my sew-in, and I do not like that at all. And please don't mistake this as one of those videos where it's like, oh my gosh, this girl is clearly fishing for compliments. The fact that somebody's probably perceiving me as that is icking me out, because I promise you that is not me. And it's definitely because I'm on my period, I'm making this a dramatic thing, but like I genuinely just like started crying, because I like looking at my face right now without the sew-in, I'm genuinely having a hard time. I don't know what it is. I think it's probably because I've had this sew-in since like January, and like I loved it, and you know, I have fine hair, which is like one of my biggest insecurities, and then all of a sudden I had all this volume, and now and I just feel disgusting. And honestly, the same thing happened to me when I stopped wearing my braids. If you've been here for a while, you'll know that like I literally wore braids every day for the past 4 years, and I stopped getting them in October because I was just like, you know what, post-grad, I kind of just want to like try something different, whatever. But I'm not gonna lie, like I think I stopped wearing my braids and I got my first silk press, and it was a little bit of an adjustment. It was more exciting because I was like, okay, like yay, you know, whatever, I don't really wear my hair out, I always have braids. But it was just like, who is this? But this time around, it's like a bad who is this? I'm literally just realizing that I forgot to wear primer and I went straight in with like my bronzy glow thingy, and I didn't even want to wear makeup, so I don't even know why I'm wearing makeup. I don't even know why I'm talking about this. Mind you, this is some of you guys' first impression of me. Hi, usually I have my shit together, usually this is not what I'm doing, and usually my makeup looks good. I don't really know what's going on and what I'm doing with my face right now. I promise I am not usually like this, but I am literally crashing out. Mind you, I don't even feel like wearing makeup, but I'm taking my mom to her doctor's appointment, so I was like, okay, like let me try to look a little put together, slap some blush, a little concealer on my face or whatever. But now I'm fully regretting it. I should have just not filmed anything or put anything on my face in the first place like I wanted to do. I'm literally gonna add a shit ton of bronzer hoping it'll fix this mess, but like I don't even know what I did. Don't give me makeup advice because I know how to do my makeup. I just don't know what's going on through my head right now. I'm sorry, that was kind of mean. I just turn a little bitchy when things don't go my way, and I just don't need anybody like, I don't know, tell me what to do right now. But then again, like I'm coming on the internet and crashing out publicly, so it's like, I don't know, girl. Okay, I cried off camera, but seriously, as somebody with fine, low density hair, like it's one of my biggest insecurities. Hair dysmorphia is just so real right now, and I just feel like I'm having a hard time adjusting now that like I don't have my sewing in. But I'm gonna go take off my makeup.
If you were born with like hair in the 3s, then you should literally just thank God, because I literally hate my real hair, and I hate my real hair, and I hate that I hate my real hair, and I hate the fact that I don't feel confident with my real hair, the hair that grows out of my head that God gave me. But I just don't. I don't like anything about my real hair. I don't like the way I look with my real hair. I spent like 2 hours trying to put my hair in a ponytail so that I could go somewhere, only to sit here and be like, bitch, I'm not going nowhere because I look fucking ugly every time I wear my real hair. I hate wearing my real hair, especially like if it has to be in the curly state. Like if I probably would have blow dried it and like flat ironed it and then tried to put it in the ponytail, it would have been more tolerable. But like the that could just wet their hair, put their stuff in a ponytail, whether they have short hair or long hair, they could just wet it, brush it up, takes 5 minutes, shake it out in the shower. Like, I'm jealous. I'm jealous. I'm jealous.
Seem to think that I hate my curly hair or that I want to be more white by doing.
When are we going to admit that wearing our hair in its natural state majority of the time is draining?
I love this conversation, and I love that we are finally being honest and having candid conversations about the realities of the upkeep that inherently comes with taking care of your natural hair. But I do think that we're still ignoring a major elephant in the room, which is that if it were actually socially acceptable for us to wear our hair in its actual natural state, I'm talking no braid outs, no finger coiling, no wash and go, no stretching, no heat, none of the crazy routines that we go through to tame our natural hair, it wouldn't be this hard. If it was considered cute to wear our hair naturally, and I mean like truly naturally, because I think we use the word naturally to describe hair that hasn't been like chemically processed or heat damaged, but most of the natural girls aren't really wearing their hair in its true natural state, if we really want to be honest with ourselves. And I don't think a lot of people are ready for that conversation. I've seen a lot of conversations on like edges and how we shouldn't feel like we have to lay our edges every single day, especially like us type 4 girls, because sometimes we're trying so hard to get our hair to do something that it's not naturally meant to do. And Lip Gloss, the content creator who we miss dearly, used to touch on this a lot. Like even me, when I have braids, when they start getting older and they start getting less neat in the front, I get so frustrated because I feel like it just doesn't look as clean, which is so sad because it's literally just my hair. Like that's how it grows out of my head. It's not meant to be neat. So for me, I feel like it's time that we start being actually honest with ourselves about the fact that most of us don't wear our hair in its natural state, and that's okay. It will probably be a very long time before Black women feel comfortable enough to wear their hair without manipulating it in some kind of way, and that's not our fault. You are in no place to judge any woman who chooses to wear her hair in an unnatural state just because it's different from your unnatural state.
Transitioning from relaxed to natural hair, I thought my hair was going to be type 3, so I was very upset to transition and see that my hair was really kinky. I told myself that if I grew it to waist length, then I would wear it out. So I spent years and years learning how to grow type 4 hair to waist length until my hair was finally waist length, and I still didn't want to wear it out. And it was only then that I realized I just don't like the texture of my hair. And for me personally, not liking something about myself just doesn't sit right with me. At the time, I only really liked sleek styles, so I didn't even think liking type 4 textures was possible. But there were 3 main mindset changes that I had to go through. I got to the stage where I wear type 4 textures and I look at myself and I'm like, I kind of like this. First, stop listening to people that say men don't like natural hair. Secondly, you need to get yourself some friends that you think look nice that also wear tight full textures.
See, this is the thing. You guys, for over a decade, have let people put you in categories. Sometimes, every blue moon, if I'm like searching for something, I'll search my name. And when I search my name, I always see this bald head dude with like seashells in his beard. And when you look at people like that, right? When you look at people like that and you go back in time to the things they used to say and the types of videos they used to make, and then you look at the way black women think now, it's so easy to see. But over the last couple of years, we've had all these reaction videos or all of this anger and all of the things, but it did absolutely nothing. But what it did do, it gave us a clear track record. So for that reason, I will always be talking about that, right? I love so much that so many people made videos about me negating what I had to say. Oh, she doesn't know what she's talking about. She's not an expert in natural hair. None of you were. Because there's no difference between naturally curly hair and naturally straight hair, except for the size of the follicle and the amount of sulfur to sulfur linkages within the cortex of the hair shaft, right? We are going to unpack way more within our webinar tomorrow. So if you haven't done so already, make sure you check the link in the pinned comment to RSVP now. It is free, and we're going to go really deep into all of these things so we can unpack them. But it's so important that you understand that the main reason that you're in the place that you're in right now is because of the people that you've been listening to. It is because of the whole team natural, all of the hacks and all of the things. Oh, this oil will grow your hair. This oil will keep your hair moisturized. This thing will keep your hair, it'll help you retain length. And now the thing is like mini twists and mini braids, right? Black women, you guys are now under the impression that the only way you can grow your hair is if you put a whole bunch of mini braids in your hair. It's crazy, because if that were the case, right, zillions is what we used to call them when I was in high school, right? And those are individuals. If that were the case, every woman that wore individuals would have hair down their back. But I digress. And for this reason, most cosmetologists like myself have just moved on. Now I am so obsessed with herbs, and within my apothecary, that is where I spend my time, because we have been trying to tell y'all all of these things for the longest time. All of these hacks and all of these different things that you try on your hair is the worst thing you should do. What you're seeing on screen right now is somebody in cosmetology school. The braids that she has in her hair, she first did on her mannequin, right? So instead of y'all being test dummies like the women on YouTube taught you to be, right? Everybody needs to get a mannequin, and that's what everyone should have done. But instead of doing that, everybody's just being a test dummy, just getting product after product after product, and then before you know it, you look up and your hair is drier. So guess what you have to do? By the time you notice how dry your hair is, the girl who got you to do the hacks to make it dry in the first place has a new product for you. And then you go buy that product and you use it for a while before you find out that that didn't work either. So right now in 2025, the majority of women who classify themselves as natural are in dermatology offices on a regular basis, and you're there over and over again because you can't let go of the things that you learned from Team Natural. But the reality of it is, Black women have been in this mind frame that you, for whatever reason, get to do your hair differently than everybody else on the planet does. No, as a Black woman, you need to understand that you have to shampoo your hair on a regular basis. If your hair is out, you need to be combing it on a regular basis. You should not have braids 24/7. If you have weaves and protective styles, it should be on a schedule within a regimen. That's why why I always recommend the new ebook that I have for you guys, because it really helps you to put things in perspective. But I have to be honest with you and say that it had became so exhausting that now I focus on my herbal apothecary. That is it, and that is all, and the different herbs that can help you transform from the inside out. Because over this last decade, you guys have more than proven that you don't care about the science. You don't care about all of the things that you have to do because they don't give you instant gratification, right? So that's why you see all of these women like, oh my God, I grew my hair out, but I realized I don't like it, because you think that the long hair and length equates you not having to do anything to your hair. You think that the longer your hair is, the less responsibility you have, and it's actually the opposite. The longer your hair gets, the more responsibility you're gonna have. The longer your hair gets, the more time consuming it is. So if you are a woman who has what y'all like to classify as 4C hair, right? If you're a woman who has what is classified as 4C hair, girl, you could get away with shampooing and conditioning, leave-in conditioner, blow drying your hair, and then doing that once a week or once every 2 weeks, where a woman with hair to her butt, like she has hair to her butt, and she's shampooing and blow drying it almost every day or every other day. So who has it harder? The woman who has to do her hair one time. She would have to shampoo your hair one time, once every 2 weeks. When I was standing behind the chair, my clients could make it 2 weeks with a wrap. They could. You can make it 2 weeks, but you're complaining, oh, because I'm black. No, as a black woman, you are not the only woman on earth with curly hair. A lot of women have really curly hair, but you would never know, because the women with really curly hair, they keep their hair stretched, and they keep it stretched properly. And after so long of having braids, and after so long of having tension and other styles, you're going to have thinning. You're going to have breakage. After you constantly layer product after product after product on the hair shaft is going to become weaker. And I want you, again, RSVP for the webinar that we have coming, because I have been talking about these things for years, but that didn't make money. The way that I'm telling you to do it, it doesn't make money. It doesn't bring in residuals, right? The people that join the 7-day challenge and the growth cycle blueprint, they're like, oh my God, instead of me buying shampoo once every couple of weeks, I've been on the same bottle of shampoo and conditioner for 4 or 5 months. Things are changing. There needs to be a shift, and the people who got you here, they're not going to take accountability, so I'm going to force the accountability on them. So again, I need y'all to understand, no, I won't be directly addressing anyone, because this is not directly any one person's fault. The Team Natural community was ran by a bunch of YouTubers who all just got online and started copying each other. And now that everything's falling apart, they're now copying the science. But all the receipts are here, and probably next year this time I'm going to do a full video. Like, we'll have a full documentary of all of the different people who led y'all here. And trust and believe, I have everything screen recorded, but I don't think it's time. I think we need to let all of this stuff cook and simmer for about another year, and then we'll pop out with all of the people who had something to say, all of the naysayers, and we'll see where they are and where all of you are in a year. But I hope that a year from now, when I do this documentary that's coming really soon, well, in a year, hopefully that you guys will all be in a place where it's like, oh, I remember when I used to follow that, but you won't still be following it. So that's neither here nor there. I love you guys so much, and I will see you in our webinar.